Oh, I'm sorry.
Pat's sitting with all of his friends tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, again.
Okay, today is Tuesday, January 28th, 2020. Call the village meeting in order. Lori, call the roll, please.
Trustee Feichter,
Here.
Trustee Listener,
Here.
Trustee Prochnow,
Here.
Trustee Schmidt.
Here. We do have a quorum. 4 out of 6 trustees are here tonight, so that's good. We have no invocation, so we'll just do the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone can please stand. The flag's to my right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Let's see who's going to handle all this stuff. I need approval of the minutes of January 14th, 2020.
So moved.
And
All right, do I have to say something? And I
Dispense.
approved the meeting minutes. I thought we didn't do that anymore.
yeah, I still think we
Well,
do.
I need to dispense
It's
with the
optional.
reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dispense
On
with-
January 14th. Yeah.
Thank you. I have a motion. I have a second.
Second.
We have a motion by trustee Listener, second by trustee Feichter. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Let the record show unanimous approval. Mayor's report, we have presentations tonight, so I thank all the young people here and families here for the holiday lighting decoration. I know we have a award coming. We have a special swearing in. Actually, it's swearing in that I actually have to read for the first time. I have to actually read the oath. I don't have that one memorized. So wait till you hear it. It's actually quite a, I did look at it before we just sat down. It's quite a oath. It really is. You should take one like that. You last about 32 seconds, but at least you should try.
I'm wishing you the best as your endeavor.
Okay, a lot going on, an awful lot, unfortunately, some things. First off, on January 15th, many of us were at Tata's Pierogi's grand opening. They moved down from the location there at Tani and Devon. The new building was coming in, so the new owner redid the existing strip. We did the facade over for the restaurants, new things, and Tata did a beautiful job. It looked great inside there, and we did a grand opening there. Then on January 16th, we had their graduation at Stevenson Elementary School. That went well. Also on January 16th, Craig Jr. and I had the opportunity for work for Channel 6. We announced the Elk Grove Buffalo Grove Wrestling Meet at Elk Grove High School. So father-son, it's kind of awkward. I was waiting to see if Craig would call me Craig or Dad. I noticed he just ignored ever call me any name, just talk to me.
That could have been a good thing.
Yeah, it was a good thing. So it went out well. Also, Josh, who's not here tonight, Gratz and I and Nick did a podcast on the year end of what's going on in the business park and things that are happening now, coming forward, and in the village, all that. That went very well. And then today I had the opportunity to be the guest speaker at the ONCC Fly Quiet meeting. We talked about this. It's very important. We're getting so close. Remember, in 2021, that last northern runway is going to be opening. It's going to be built and open. That's going to have a lot of impact on this community, a lot of impact. Basically goes straight down to Vaughan. So this Fly Quiet program that we've been working very hard on, and as still SOC chairman, working with JDA, our experts, we met with the ONCC group today and emphasized to them how we need to work together as a team. I've been doing this since 1993, and we're away from the battles we had before. We want to work together because this Fly Quiet program is going to affect this village for the next 30 years and beyond. And we want to make sure we get it done right, we work well together, and I think it was pretty well received today. So we're optimistic. Your chairman friend, Joe from Niles, was very nice and polite. So, whoever thought they'd see me walk into an ONCC meeting and talk, but miracles do happen. So it went very well, and we appreciate the opportunity to do that. A couple other things. I know anybody that's been following the news lately, and especially our two reporters did a phenomenal job, kind of broke the stories. We had some exciting news, Mr. Knickerbocker, over at the Elk Grove new tech park.
Yes, we did.
One we can talk about a little more in depth, and that is obviously T5. T5 is a data-driven company, and they bought the first building that was built by the Brennan Group right there on Oakton, about 165,000 square feet, and they're going to be putting in state-of-the-art data transmitting equipment in there. Paid, I think, $28 million. And then another company that some people may have heard of, I would assume a few people heard of them, Microsoft, did buy almost half that tech park. 37 acres. And if you see smiles on our faces, it's hard to contain those smiles. We are very limited at this time still what we can say, but needless to say, Microsoft will be making a significant investment on those 37 acres. At this time, we're not at liberty to tell you exactly how much. I'll just say this much. The dollar amount starts with the letter B as in boy, and there's many of them. It is truly going to be a big investment in this community. That is really, you don't have enough icing to put on this cake, what's happening. So we're excited about it. I want to congratulate the Brennan Group for a job well done. It's been worked on for many months. It's amazing how quiet it's been, this kind of a thing happening, but it was, and we're very happy about that, and we're excited. You know, I've said this many times before, and now with obviously Microsoft and T5. Don't underestimate T5, what they did. That was a big thing. I'll tell you, if you want to understand how this village is being viewed today in the business world, let me read you the quote from the CEO, Pete Marin. And T5 is a huge corporation. T5 executive said, "We're excited to grow in Chicago data center market where we continue to have tremendous success. Elk Grove Village has become the focal point for Chicago data center activity with outstanding village support, reliable low-cost power, robust network infrastructure, making an ideal location for both enterprise and hyperscale cloud companies in need of additional capacity." Elk Grove is becoming, and we're very close to becoming, the data center capital of the nation. That is why you saw Commonwealth Edison last fall over on Midway Court is building that new substation. That is why one of the reasons why the fire station, I mean, there's other reasons. First off, we got paid very well, but why the one fire station, it made sense to combine the two into one, was gone because ComEd's going to be building another support station there for what's going on in Elk Grove Tech Park. And so things happen for a reason, and we wish we could talk more often, but we can't, obviously, until things get done and stuff. So, but it's very exciting. And like I said before, this village has never done better. This village is humming like it's never hummed before. What does this mean? When all this gets built up and operating, all this, Matt's the numbers guy, but you're talking about millions of dollars more a year for this community in revenue. I mean, it's just, you know, we almost pinch ourselves sometimes when we see what's happening and all that. And they, like I say, I cannot thank the Brennan Group enough. They did an absolute phenomenal job with it. It's beautiful looking. The Microsoft people, as I met with them, talked with them, you know, they couldn't say enough accolades about what that place looks like and the location. So it makes you feel good. Elk Grove should be very, very, very proud of our view and what people are thinking and doing with that. So we're excited about that. Now to finish up on a topic that is not so pleasurable to talk about, and it's actually unfortunate we have to talk about this stuff. We've been talking about it for the past several months, and I would say over this weekend it's actually hit probably the lowest I've seen yet. Matter of fact, we got called today, and I'll talk about that a little more in a few minutes, from one of the largest insurance conglomerates in the world, contacted us specifically about what's going on. And we've talked about this before, unfortunately too many times. You know, this quote-unquote unknown group out there sending out mailers, flyers, pieces out there, looking to discredit a lot with me, but more importantly, looking to discredit this community. And that's wrong. It's dead wrong. You know, and, you know, they skew things, they take things, tell you 1/3 truths, they try to frame things in such ways that, you know, that is just wrong. You know, they take this, for example, the Love's Fueling Station. You know, that's a gold mine hit for us. Because it happened out of the Bahamas Bowl, you know, for some reason they're upset about that instead of embracing it and being celebratory. But they take notes and they try to make it like it's something dirty and sleazy and skeezy by saying, oh, Exhibit 1. Gullo has not forgotten about the project, desire to develop. We've been working on this national client since last December 2018 for a new development. Well, if you remember, actually a picture of Chad from Love standing right there, he said, He saw the game in December, started looking for properties in December, and came out and actually looked at the properties in January. That's exactly right. But the way they put it in there is like, oh, something's not right with what. That's exactly what we said. They talked further about the other meetings. They started talking to staff in February, March that year, doing that. They met with me finally in May because they were prepared to talk about some locations. Specifically, they had 2 down to, 1 is specifically they're working on. But they try to make that like it's some. That's exactly what happened. There's nothing here bad, but they try to make the village look bad, that we're trying to hide people, untruthful success with Bahamas Bowl. You know, untruthful, it just happened. If you remember last fall, I talked about probably one of the most racist pieces, despicable piece I ever saw, about our program, the Elk Grove Cares program, and the pictures they put in there to try to intimidate, scare people, make them feel bad about Elk Grove Village. And we found out that these 2 pictures of these people, that they quote names and where they're from and all that, they actually bought those pictures for $35. It's a site. They're professional pictures. You pay $35. This gentleman here, you got one smiling, one mad, one walking, one sitting, whatever you want, you buy it for $35. You do whatever you want with it. What's funny is they did that last fall. We talked about it, and this guy, suppose he's Anthony Briggs from Baltimore, and that means a lot of people with addictions like myself coming to get help in Elk Grove. Well, now they bring the same one out again, add a little planes on top. Well, now long he's not coming to Elk Grove. He's no longer an addict. Doesn't say he's an addict anymore. That's gone. And he doesn't come to Elk Grove anymore. He's now living in San Francisco. So, I mean, it's sad. The show, they're not the most intelligent people either. They've got 3 articles that Tom Robb had wrote like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and he's got a name on it 3 times. Tom is a reporter from the Journal. He's here in the audience. And they got his name spelled right with 2 B's at the end. But now when they go to attack Tom Robb, they only put 1 B at the end of his name. So, I mean, they can't even get that stuff right. But what's sad is they're now accusing Tom Robb of fake news, reporting fake news. Why? Because he's calling them out, and I'm sorry, the young people, for the crap that they're printing. And it is crap and stuff. But it's not stopping there, and this is why I'm really getting upset. They did a robocall a couple weeks ago, and the robocall was specifically just picking on one business in this community, an Elk Grove community business, EMG, Entertainment Management Group. Those are the folks that put on our concerts. They've done them now since 2006. Excuse me. They do the Rotary Fest concerts for close to 30 years. So, excuse me for a second, I apologize. For close to 30 years, they've been doing the Rotary Fest concerts. And they go on there and they say, and this is Murray Weiner, Kitty Weiner, and their kids, Jackie and Ellie are in that. They're a family business here. And they go on the robocall saying, oh my God, they're making millions of dollars. Excuse me. And then they go, if you want the facts, go on egvupdate.com. So you go on egvupdate.com. Now, what's funny, and I mentioned this before, a gentleman named Mr. Snyder, you may know that name, excuse me, FOIA'd the village on anything doing with Kitty Weiner in the village. I think they got almost 7,000 pages back, and they went through it. And if you go on that website, they tell you to go check on it, strictly about EMG, and you open up all the boxes where they FOIA'd, there's absolutely nothing wrong. Everything on there is perfectly legal, perfectly upfront, honest. Matter of fact, 2 reporters sitting in this room today all went on it. And when they talk to me afterwards, they go, Mayor, there's nothing wrong in anything we read here. It's all on the up and up. And it is. So, again, but they want you to get the image that something scary, something illegal is going on. What they're pulling is wrong. You don't go after good business people in this community that do a good job and try to make them look bad. Their livelihood is tied to that business. That's how they make their living. And for these people to come out and out lie, and do this, excuse me, is wrong. And it's getting worse. We're not done yet. But I want to say this. Kitty's out in the audience. To Kitty, to Murray, your family, to EMG, we thank you for the job you do in this community. You do a fine job. No one can put up with me the way you do to get these concerts put together. You run probably the best shows around, bar none. We never have any problems. We never have any issues. It goes smooth as can be. People love them. They don't make millions of dollars. I can tell you exactly how it works. Every year we spend about $480,000 on the shows. We put some other money for staffing and stuff above it. That money includes staging, lighting, hotel rooms, meals, transportation, and the band costs. I can guarantee you they don't make a lot of money. How do I know that? We check around. A young man I grew up here in Elk Grove Village, I'm sure Mr. Goldback will probably know him if I mention, but I won't, does the exact same work. He does more country music, one of the biggest country music providers in the Midwest. I talk to him every year. Go, oh, Craig, I saw your lineup this year. Looks good. I see what you're paying, because it's all public record. We don't hide it. And he always says the same thing. He goes, looks like a pretty good deal. Looks good. So I check around. They know it. Murray knows every year. I watch them. Talk to Hank Zamola still from Chicago Special Events. Who did our bike race, did concerts with us too back then. I check, because I want to make sure everything's on the up and up. Even though I know these people, I still check on behalf of the community and the taxpayers. And also with that is they do the Christmas. We do now with the tree lighting. So we're on top of it. We watch it. We're careful. And remember, like I tell people every year, we pay for those shows through a hotel tax, this license fee to sell tobacco products, and part of the video gaming. 100% paid for. Employees, everything. So, but everything up and up. But again, they attack these people for no reason, just that they're associated with the village, they know me. And now we hit the lowest low of lows this past weekend. The last piece they send out, they put in some nefarious things. Oh my God, people donated to the mayor's campaign fund. How dare they do that? How dare they donate to Governor Pritzker's campaign fund? How dare they donate to Elizabeth Warren's campaign fund? How dare they donate to anyone that's in political office? You raise money when you run for office. It's been done from the beginning of time. Imagine Caesar got money ran for Rome, the emperor. I don't know. It's done. The difference is most people, like myself, is on the up and up. We print everything. Every penny we take in, every penny we spend, we put out for public record. We got nothing to hide. Oh my God, someone that does business in this community donate to the mayor. But maybe they like what this village is doing. Maybe they like which direction this village is going. Maybe they like this village is doing so well. If we're doing well, we do projects. We do projects, we hire businesses to do work. We hire business to do work, that gives people jobs. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. That's a good thing. And I make no bones about it. The money I take in, I use for campaigns, whether myself, helping my fellow board members, helping people that run for library, run for park district, run for school board. We try to get good people that work together, that want to be together. What money I don't spend on that, I donate back to the community. Relay for Life when it was going on. The Rotary Fest I donate to. Churches, I think I'm in every PTA in this village. All that stuff. We give back. I give it back to the community, and I tell all my donors, that's what I'm going to do. If I got extra, it's going to go back to the community. I do the fireworks every year for the homecoming for the high school football. Every year. I've done it since 2000. It's just a way to give back to the community. So they make like something nefarious. My God, the mayor talked to someone that actually donated to him. God forbid I would do that. Now remember, the projects we have that people do it, those are all publicly bid. Those are bid contracts. They have to bid with everyone else that's bidding. So it's all done and up, it's all public, it's all in public light. But they make it like it's something bad, something nefarious there. Now where they really start crossing the line is, to give example, another business they went after. Rosanna DeFrenza. Rosanna DeFrenza's family and Nucci's family owned Rocco Vinos. Everyone's seen Rocco Vinos. They're out there. And they FOIA'd the village on Rocco Vinos. They FOIA'd us. And what they're particularly looking at is, what contracts does Rocco Vinos have with the village? You know how many contracts Rocco Vinos have with the village? My clerk pulled all the records. Miss Murphy, how many contracts does Rocco Vinos have with the village?
0.
Not one. Not one. But here they write, Rosanna DeFriends is also Mayor Johnson's program. Rosanna buys insurance from Johnson Insurance, while Rocco Vinos receives village contracts. Rocco Vinos receives village contracts. They FOIA. It's out there. They know the answer. They go ahead and out lie. Why? To make it look like we're doing something wrong. We're not done yet. Johnson Insurance and Gallagher Insurance appear to trade business, another abuse of Mayor Johnson's power. James McHenry of Gallagher Insurance purchased insurance from Johnson Insurance, owned by Mayor Johnson. No bid contract awards have been led to massive campaign contributions while also benefiting Mayor Johnson's insurance business. Ray, today you got a call from Gallagher Insurance, did you not?
I did.
Would you mind explaining what Gallagher asked of you?
I related to you earlier, Mayor and Board of Trustees, that I received a phone call from Gallagher this afternoon, and they wanted to know if I was aware of a piece that had been mailed over the weekend that had Gallagher's name in it. And I advised them that, yes, I had received that piece yesterday. Then they asked if I knew who sent that piece, and I told them, no, I did not. It was sent anonymously, and I asked, of course, why are you interested? And they said there were inaccuracies in that piece, and their law department wants to send a cease and desist letter to whomever sent that piece out.
So what happened was simply this. One of my former employees, she retired about a year ago. Her son had the same name as that gentleman, I guess, who works for Gallagher. And he wrote a testimonial like you can do when you do business with people. You can go online, write a testimonial. So the young man, he's in his 20s, writes a testimonial saying, hey, he's had insurance, which he has, and he liked doing business with Johnson Insurance. We thought that was nice. The gentleman from Gallagher is not insured of mine. Never has, never was. Don't even know who the gentleman is. So these people went out, saw some name, probably Googled it, found the guy's name popped up and there, and just out and out lied and put that in a news piece, like there's something wrong. But here's what happens. You got Gallagher Insurance, one of the biggest insurance companies in the world, upset. They don't want anything nefarious with them. I don't blame them. They don't want anything to look bad. These people just out and out lie about what they're doing. Now to say I'm not talking to counsel, I'd be lying to you. So I'm not going to lie to you. I am talking to counsel. It's not done yet. It gets better. Johnson Insurance handles insurance for village events. Seems like an abuse of power. They FOIA'd the village on all of our insurance. Took a long time, thousands of pages. I think Christine Tromp was the one that reviewed it. Did you not, Christine? I did. Christine, how many insurance policies does the village do for village events?
That would be 0.
Not one. Not one. They're aware of it. They got the documents. They out and out lied once again. To defame, to embarrass, to hurt this community. Well, enough is enough. Tonight, I'm going to start naming names. This is going to stop. This is not Elk Grove Village. This is not our community. Almost 2 years ago, this village was looking to annex in property along Higgins Road. We did that because our neighboring towns, Mount Prospect, Des Plaines, Trustee Procno's own family business, which is right by the tollway and the other side of the tollway, got annexed in by Mount Prospect. So we've always had gentlemen's agreement with communities. You don't go past this point, we don't go past that point. But with all the towns annexing up their property, we decided to annex in the properties mainly along Higgins Road right there. And we met with all the businesses. We had a meeting here in June of 2018. We had a meeting right here. People from the Phoenix Club to the restaurant, McDonald's, they all came here. And they were concerned what's going on. And we told them all. We said, folks, we're bringing you in. You can keep doing your business the way you're doing. You know, down the road, things may change, but don't worry about it. Give you an example. We're next in the parking lot next to the VFW there in Devon. They have truck parking on the gravel. That's not allowed by village ordinance. But it's been now 9 years, and they're still doing it because they were forcibly annexed in we grandfather them. They still do it. We don't do it. Well, one gentleman, Mario Gullo, had property along there. He's parking trucks. Now, truck parking on gravel is very nice. It's a cash business. They pay monthly cash. And, he stood right here in front of us. Mr. Knickerbocker, you're not standing right next to me?
I was.
Mario was a friend. I told him, I said, Mario, don't worry about it. We're just cleaning up our borders. We're not looking to change anything. Shook his hand, he walked away. Well, after that, all of a sudden, we have election coming up in April 2019, one you just saw last year. And a gentleman named Mr. Jeff Zeman ran for village trustee. Just barely moved in the village a year ago. You've probably seen his name in the paper a lot lately. Heard him on the radio, heard his name on TV. Mr. Zeman has some issues now with the police in Mount Prospect, Elk Grove. A little disheartening. He was arrested for battery in Elk Grove for punching a woman. He had a domestic issue in Mount Prospect. He was arrested for 2 charges of resisting police officers. So anyways, he's running, and Mr. Zeman told us many times out early voting. Trustee Schmidt heard him say it. I know Ms. Weiner back there heard him say it. Several times, one time he comes and goes, Mayor, I don't know how you do all this stuff. Glad hand and shaking hands all day. He goes, I don't know how that Mario talked me into running. I don't know how that Mario talked me into running. Said same thing in front of Mr. Schmidt, same thing in front of Ms. Weiner at different times. So obviously Mario was influential there. Matter of fact, he was so influential there, he met with the mayor of a neighboring town. And in March of last year, we had a meeting on the Suburban Air Commission, and that mayor and the village manager was talking to me after the meeting. Matter of fact, Mr. Romo was standing right there. And the mayor goes, hey, Craig, I want to give you just an update, let you know. I had about a 45-minute meeting with Mario Gullo that seemed like 45 hours, and he made me very aware that he's running Jeff Zeman for trustee in your town, and 2 years later, he's going to be the next mayor of Elk Grove Village. I said, well, I appreciate you letting me know that. Thank you, and all that. And the manager was there, he agreed, and like I say, Ray was there, and that. So, there's no question. If you notice where all the signs for him was, it was on Mario's shopping center across the street, Mario's shopping center on Meacham, over on Mario's property on Higgins, which is fine. Mario can run in Canada if he wants to. That's fine. But now seeing what's happening, that was going to be the next mayor of Elk Grove. The one in the paper on BBM, Channel 5, Fox News, all the rest. And our good friends Tim Burns and Jeff Snyder, big supporters. They were excited that he's going to be the next mayor of the town too, I guess. So that happened. Obviously, Mr. Zeman was not successful in his run for trustee. And then down in Springfield, Mr. Gullo goes to testify for a bill he was introducing. Was it a bill or an add-on to a bill?
It was legislation.
Legislation.
Yeah.
He went down to testify along with his attorney, Mike Alicia. And the bill was going to try to usurp our annexation authority for the village. We realize that's bad legislation because it really curtails government's ability to do things. And so we were able to muster up 600?
Quite a few.
Almost 600 government bodies in the state, 600 government bodies to object to his bill. I want to thank Representative Marty Moylan immensely for having the hearing on it, and it was not pretty for those gentlemen in front of Marty, and it was overwhelmingly defeated. I think maybe unanimously defeated. Didn't even make it out of the committee. So then that was directly Mario Gullo down there. So that occurred. Then all of a sudden this summer, out of nowhere, people start coming to the town wanting retroactive term limits. So that all went on. Whether you're for or against, I'm not talking about that. But all of a sudden this summer, this crap starts flying out everywhere. Tim Burns, obviously, is one involved in things. Remember, we talked about Tim Burns last meeting, where the Independent Electoral Board found that Tim exhibited a pattern of fraud in collecting signatures, a pattern of fraud. Now, Mr. Knickerbocker, is fraud normally a crime?
Yeah, it is.
It's a crime. Okay. So that occurred. And so that started going on. And these flyers magically just started coming out of nowhere. And we found at least 3 of these flyers were printed and paid for by Mr. Zeman's right-hand man at his last election. A gentleman we met many times, almost daily, out in the parking lot here. Matter of fact, I think it was his niece, worked every day on behalf of the campaign. Matter of fact, she's the one that told us she got calls 3 times a day from Mario wanting to know the village or the vote totals going on each day. So, coincidence? But people have been asking for a long time what's going on, who's doing what, who's doing where. So that is what's been going on, folks, in a nutshell. This village is stronger than that. This village will survive this. This village will stand up to this. They're going to keep going. Nowhere near done yet, folks. It's going to keep going. I've never hid anything from this community. I've told everyone everything up front. I give out my phone number on a daily basis, 437-8226, 847-437-8226. Call me. Come by my house. People do all the time. I don't mind. I won't cover anything up. It's Swallow. Anthony, give me money? Yep. Good guy. Good business. Does a lot of good things in this community. Works hard. Great guy. Yep. You want to see this village government continue on. I appreciate his support. No question about it. No question about it. Do we hire people that work on our behalf? That lobby on our behalf? Sure do. We're slow at this game. Trustee Partno's been on my back for years. We got to do it. We get lobbyists now working for us. We got $3.7 million this past year having lobbyists work for us. Well, my God, Mayor, one of these lobbyists know Michael Madigan. Who in Springfield doesn't know Michael Madigan? You wouldn't survive if you didn't know Michael Madigan. You know? Oh, some of these guys are under investigation. Who in Springfield's not under investigation? They're not arrested like somebody. They haven't been arrested like somebody's been arrested multiple times. But, yeah, you deal with people that do lobbying. We haven't done it for years. We probably missed the boat for years. But we're stepping up to get that help. Matter of fact, one guy they listed in here, Will Cusino, he's the one that almost single-handedly helped us defeat Mario's legislation down in Springfield. He helped us corral all those government entities with us, helped us work with Marty Moylan to get that done. He did a phenomenal job. That's why his name's in here. They don't like it because he beat them. He beat them at their game. Thank you, Will. God bless you, Will. You did a great job for us. They don't like it, though, so they throw him under the bus. Michael Casper, the one attorney. Miss Murphy was put between a rock and a hard place. A judge ruled put the question on the ballot. The electoral board said don't put the question on the ballot. What is she supposed to do? She gets in trouble either way. We said get the best lawyer to represent her so we get the right answer. Guess what happened? Mr. Casper goes there, and sure enough, the other attorney dropped the case. The judge said, you were right. She shouldn't put it on there. Don't put it on there till we decide. So she was doing the exact right thing. She did a perfect job, just what she was. We got the right lawyer, so we knew what to do right again. We didn't hide we hired them. We don't hide we hired these people. We put it out publicly. We don't make up names like these people. Let's see. This piece is from the Elk Grove Watchdogs. This piece is from Concerned Residents of Elk Grove. This piece is from Resident Against Mayor Johnson Opioid Program. Yeah, I mean, they make up a new name every time. We don't do that, folks. Everything's out in the up and up, out in front, no hidden. But it's about time this town heard what's going on, heard where it's happening, and understand. Because it is tearing apart this community. And it's not right. It is not right. Because this board was willing to do the right thing and say no to somebody, they're willing to spend ungodly amounts of money. As I said before, truck parking's a cash business. Must be a hell of a lot of cash. But we did the right thing. And we're gonna always do the right thing on behalf of this community. We'll get through it, like I said before. You know, we got young people out here today. We want young people to want, Leo Club people, to want to be involved in the local government. Want to give back to the community. In March, we always recognize all the young people in this community from grade school through high school for the volunteer projects. They do it downstairs, then they all come up here, and we give them awards for it. What young people want to get involved in the community when they see all this crap out there? What people want to be involved in this community and give back? You know, the biggest problem people have is, I can't tell you how many times we've seen it on our boards, you can't get enough people to run for office. Sometimes they have to pick someone and appoint them to fill that position because they can't get enough people to run for office. Who's going to run for office when this crap's going to happen? What people are going to want to work with the village, like EMG back there, when they're going to be dragged through the mud for doing absolutely nothing wrong? They're doing the job and doing it right. Or Rocco Vinos. Tell you about Rocco Vinos. When we started doing our summer concerts, remember that, we did it during the Great Recession. And we did it to give people a chance to get away from the problems, sit back and relax with their friends and neighbors, and enjoy the concerts. But we also know people were hurting. So I went out and talked to 6 different restaurants here in Elk Grove, asking them, would you be willing to sell food at our concert, but I'd like you to do it at affordable, family-friendly pricing. The first 6 I went to said, Mayor, thanks for the offer. No, I really can't do it. You know, how many people you expect? Well, we had cover bands when we first started. 500,000 people. No, Mayor, no, that's okay. And they said, they're honest, we're going to lose money, Mayor. It's tough right now, the economy, all that, we can't do it. One business said, Mayor, we're in. We're in. I said, now, you have to control, we'll pay whatever price you tell, we'll charge whatever price you say, Mayor. We're in. We want to give back to this community. It's a good community. They've been good to us. That was Rocco Vinos. First 4 or 5 years, they lost money. They lost thousands of dollars. And every year, I'd go back to Rocco. Hey, Rocco, you go, yep, we're back in next year. Don't worry, Mayor, we're back in. Same pricing, Mayor. Don't worry about it, we're back in. And you know what happens? We start getting bigger bands, bigger concerts, bigger crowds. I'll tell you now, they're not losing money. Now, no, they're making money. But what am I supposed to do? When it starts making money and someone says, well, I'll come in now. I'll be glad to do your concert now. Hey, can I do it now? Okay, Rocco, thanks a lot. You came in, donated, lost $1,000. You're out now. Sorry, Rocco. I'm going to let this guy come in next. That's not the way we are in Elk Grove. These people stood up when we needed them, so we let them keep doing it. The board talks every year about them. Every year I said, hey, I'm bringing Rocco Vinos back. The board says every year, unanimously, go ahead, Mayor, bring them back. We're on board. Good to go. And we do. That's why. So that's why they get upset. That's why they put that crap out there. One last thing. I know I'm going on, but a lot on my chest, a lot on me for the past several months. You know who's the biggest contributor over my years in office to my campaigns? The biggest contributors to my trustees up here over the years to our campaigns? Gullo family. The Gullo family. So if they're saying the truth here, that, oh, God, Swallow Construction, all these people, oh, they donate to the mayor, would I have said no to Mario if that's the way we did business? No, I said no to him. This board all said no to him. We're not for sale. If you like the way we run this village, you like this government, we welcome you to partner with us. We welcome you to support us. If you don't like it, we don't want you. We don't want your money. Matter of fact, I declined a donation from the Gullo family last fall. I said no more. So, with that said, folks, I apologize to the people here for the awards. It's a special night. It's just built to a point this past weekend. the truth had to be said, and it is. Okay, we'll move on now to some better news, right, Mr. Knickerbocker?
Yes, indeed.
Are you nervous, George? Okay.
I'm good.
We'll get started. I'd like to first invite Mr. Romo to come down with me, and who else for the Storm Ready?
We have Mick Fleming and Chief Michael.
Chief Michael, come on down. He's right when he says we're storm ready. We're not saying what kind of storm, but we're ready for the storms.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry I had to put up with that. I
Oh,
apologize.
it's
We're a good town. We are a
I-
good town. Go ahead. Ray, why don't you, go ahead. Oh, Mike, come on up. One, two.
Good evening, everybody. This is nice to be here in front of you again. Our guest speaker here this evening. Pointing to the microphone. How's that? Is that better? All right. Good evening. Thanks, Mayor. Our guest speaker here for the evening is going to present an award from the National Weather Services, the gentleman who's the Joint Emergency Management Coordinator for this area. The communities that work with Northwest Central Dispatch, there's 11, 12 communities that work together up there through our 911 center, have come together and hired a Joint Emergency Management Coordinator, and that would be Mick Fleming, who's here with us this evening. He, again, as the title suggests, he coordinates our emergency management functions. Each one of the communities have other representatives who contribute to the process, but Mick works as our coordinator, our director, to keep us all on board with our emergency operation plans, our continuity of operation plans. Is our liaison to the county emergency management as well as the state emergency management agency. So Mick Fleming is with us here this evening. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much. So, like the chief said, my name is Mick Fleming. I am the Joint Emergency Management Coordinator for a collective of communities that is shared with Northwest Central Dispatch. Our goal is to create a standardized approach to emergency management through common planning, training, and exercising, and to increase our overall preparedness for our citizens. So over the last year, we've been working through the process to earn the designation of a storm-ready community for Elk Grove Village. The Storm Ready program, if you're not familiar with it, it's administered by the National Weather Service with the goal of highlighting municipalities and counties who can demonstrate a comprehensive emergency management program that prepares their citizens and is prepared for severe weather and flooding events. As we go through this process, the National Weather Service kept repeating this saying, no community is storm-proof, but together we can be storm-ready to help us prepare and save lives. As we went through the Storm Ready application process, we were able to demonstrate to the National Weather Service our capabilities in relationship to severe weather. Constantly through the process, the National Weather Service would share best practices with us, and we would share back with them the things that we were doing here in Elk Grove. And I'm very proud to say that many of the things that we shared with the National Weather Service are best practices that they will be taking from here and sharing with other communities as they start their preparedness programs for severe weather. During the entire application process to become a Storm Ready community, we compiled documents and we actually met with what is called the Storm Ready Board. The board itself is made up of representatives from the National Weather Service, the Illinois Emergency Management Agency, the Illinois Emergency Services Management Association, and we had representation from Cook County. This board reviewed our agency based on our plans, our policies, procedures, all how they relate to severe weather, warning outreach, the internal training that we're doing, and the exercises that we hold here. The Storm Ready Board actually visited us back in October. They reviewed our plans, interviewed staff from emergency management and the dispatch center. They reviewed our ability to receive weather warning and forecast information, and they looked at the redundancies that we had built in the process. They audited our ability to perform warnings through our systems such as our sirens, our reverse 911, our emergency alert system, and how we use traditional and other social medias. They went through our training history. They looked at our exercises. They wanted to see that we could demonstrate a focus on natural hazards and how we were increasing our municipal staff's awareness of severe weather, which we have been doing through our Weather Spotter program, which we've hosted here at Village Hall. Finally, they reviewed our emergency operations plan and our hazardous weather plan. I would personally like to thank Battalion Chief Sharp. He played a huge role in compiling all the information as we sat down for the entire day with the Storm Ready Board. And And I'd also thank the Public Works Department who gave a fantastic presentation on our SCADA system and some of the data points that we have in relationship to Salt Creek. Actually, some of what they took from that presentation is now being incorporated into the early warning systems for the National Weather Service in cooperation with some of our stormwater authorities. I am proud to say that on October 2nd, after a thorough review, the Storm Ready Board gave us our conditional recommendation for Elk Grove Village to become a Storm Ready community. And I'm also very proud to say that on December 16th, we received our formal designation as a Storm Ready community. With Elk Grove, we are now the 89th municipality in the state of Illinois to become Storm Ready. So I would like to present this certificate to the mayor. Congratulations, Mayor. Should be very proud of all the work that was put in here. And I would just also like to say that this is just the beginning. So with the Storm Ready process, every 3 years we will have to go through this reaccreditation with the National Weather Service, and they will continue to review our plans and the things that we are doing to make sure that we are prepared as a village and preparing our citizens. So just another quick thank you. I'd like to thank Chief Michael, who again helped us put all this together. And I'd like to thank Mr. Rummel, who was the Joint Emergency Management System Vice Chair as we went through this process with actually 8 of our communities that fall under the Joint Emergency Management umbrella. So thank you very much.
I'd like to share Tom Skilling here to present this.
Absolutely.
Tommy's my buddy. Well, I got, we'll get a picture in a minute.
Okay.
But I gotta swear someone in.
All right.
Now, Mick's being sworn in, his position exactly, title will be,
Deputy Executive.
Deputy Emergency
Emergency
Management Coordinator.
okay. So, I have to read this one, it's not my normal, swearing in, so actually I'm gonna read this one. And do me a favor, listen to this. It's the most unique I've ever done, and I've done a lot of them. So, listen to you here. I state your name.
I, Michael Fleming,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
and bear true faith and allegiance
and bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States,
to the Constitution of the United States,
the state of Illinois,
the state of Illinois,
and the territory,
and the territories,
institutions,
institutions,
and
and
facilities
facilities
thereof both,
thereof both,
public and private,
public and private,
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic,
And I take this obligation freely,
and I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully
and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am
upon which I am
about to enter.
about to enter.
And I do further swear
And I do further swear
that I do not
that I do not
advocate,
advocate,
nor am I,
nor am I,
nor have I been
nor have I been,
a member of any political party
a member of any political party
or organization
or organization
that advocates
that advocates
the overthrow
the overthrow
of the government of the United States.
of the government of the United States
I'm not done yet. Or
or
of this state
of this state
by force
by force
or
or
violence.
violence,
And that during,
and that during
we should probably take a break, such time
such time
as I'm affiliated
as I am affiliated
with the Village of Elk Grove Village,
with the Village of Elk Grove Village,
EMA,
EMA,
I will not advocate
I will not advocate
nor become
nor become
a member of any political
a
party
member of any political party
or organization
or organization
that advocates
that advocates
the overthrow
the overthrow
of the government
of the government
of the United
of
States
the United States
or this state
or this state
by force or violence.
by force or violence. Good job.
Sounds like an important job to me. So, with that said, you guys want to step in front and get a quick
Yeah,
picture?
sure, that works.
Here, why don't you grab that? I'll get the certificate. Here, right here. We can do it right here in front of you. Everything good for you guys? You guys gonna wrestle?
John's good enough on this.
You sign her, Nick?
The sign is a little, it's kind of super
Chuck stars, you only got three. I got three.
It's the sign itself that gets.
Did it work, Emo? Yeah, I got three. Emo get it to you. Okay, guys, thank you. Okay, let's get to the Leo Club and down here in Elva, and we'll get going on the awards. These young people really held out good, so I gotta give extra chocolates. Hey, Mick, hang on a second. Anyone that goes through that long of a swearing in, there you go. You're good, thanks. Come on, come. Who's gonna speak? Oh, wait, who else? Anybody from the trustees? I don't know if any, nope, okay. Who's gonna speak? Who's gonna be speaker? Okay, Ray, go ahead, buddy.
I'm Ray Zoll. I'm the vice president of the Elk Grove Lions Club. We have Alva Kreitzer, member of the Elk Grove Village Lions Club, Beth Keim, president of the Elk Grove Village Lions Club, and Samantha Zoll, somewhat relations, secretary of the Elk Grove Village Leo Club, which is the youth organization underneath the Lions Club that Mayor Johnson mentioned earlier. Which, by the way, she does get our mail, and every time she gets one of those, she goes, "Oh no, more hate mail." So it is affecting our youth in the village. We were very honored to be requested by the village to participate in the Holiday House Judging Contest. And so as a combined effort between the Leos and the Lions, we solicited applications from residents who were enthusiastically decorating their homes for the holidays. And we designated a night to collectively come together. We're a volunteer organization, dedicated a night of time to go around to over 24 houses. It was a very busy evening. A lot of houses were beautifully decorated, and it was a tough choice, but we're here tonight to be joined by the mayor in presenting the award. So we thank you for letting our...
Why'd you do it?
Oh, excellent. Okay, thank you. So for the first award is the outstanding use of multimedia, combining lights, sound, and all kinds of different things. And forgive me, my name gets mispronounced all the time, so I apologize in advance. Tom and Raydell Parla of 711 Schooner Lane.
Come on down, congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate the work you did. Come on, go. I'm going to ask you some questions, so come on up. Come on. Someone come on around. Come on. Okay, first off, Channel 6, I know. Zoom in, get the picture. Okay, who's the one that comes up with the ideas?
We kind of both do.
Do you?
Tom does all the making. He makes everything that we do in our basement.
You
There's
build all
nothing.
that stuff you...
There's nothing there that we didn't make ourselves. And it took many years.
To build it up.
Yes, and he's already planning next year's.
So when do you actually start putting the stuff up?
We started about a week before Thanksgiving.
Okay, so you actually start before the Thanksgiving one. And then, is it still up or is it down?
Oh, it's done.
So how fast after the holiday do you take it down usually?
The first nice day it comes down.
Now, how many days does it take you to actually put it all up?
It took us part-time about 10 days.
10 days. And then take down?
A couple of days.
A lot quicker, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Now, is it mostly LED or regular lights?
Mostly LED.
That helps, doesn't it?
We changed. We used to have the
Like
regular
the old ones,
ones.
you'd be popping fuses and circuits and...
Big bills.
Oh, yeah, ComEd loved you. So, well, we want to thank you. Did a great job. I know everyone here thanks you.
And thank
Good
you.
job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, before you go, hang on. First, I'll give you this. You can put it back in there. And here, everyone gets some chocolates tonight.
Thank you. And can I just say that I think our village also deserves an award for the beautiful, beautiful display that you put up here.
Oh.
It's wonderful. Every
Thank
time
you.
we come, we don't want to leave.
Oh, well, thank you. That's for you. We, it's funny because when we first started doing, we didn't do really much holiday decorating until about, I don't know, about 20 some years ago. And we had a guy named Jack Ray who worked in Public Works. Jack was a Christmasaholic like I am. And that's where we came up with a lot of this stuff. You know, Jack every year would come in, what about this, Mayor? What about this, Mayor? What about this? And we're starting to get back again. You know, we had the big ornament this year at the Memorial Park. The year before we put in the penguin going down the igloo and stuff. So, no, we love doing it. And we did like you did. We put those LED lights on the tree this year. And they really jumped out and all that. But it's nice. I mean, it's fun seeing the families go by and walk by, just like I'm sure you see at your house. So we want to thank you. You make Elk Grove a special place for the holidays.
Okay, and we appreciate you and the whole board, and we support you. And
Oh,
thank you
thank
very
you.
much for your hard work.
No, thank you. very nice. Thanks a lot.
Thank you all.
You dropped it.
You dropped it, we get to keep it. No.
There you go.
I almost kept it. Next award, and before I go to the next award, I just got to take 1 second public service announcement. I'd like to thank your staff, Maggie and Caroline. Without their help, this really wouldn't take place, so thank you guys very much. The next award goes to the overall outstanding holiday display, and this is the Pollock family at 779 Schooner Lane.
Oh, got a little one. They'll get extra candy. They'll be good. Here, Channel 6, if you want to zoom in while they're coming up. Come on up, folks. See it? Okay, I'm going to ask the same thing. Who's the big Christmas person?
Myself and my daughter.
Yeah? You
His
feel it?
mother.
So, I mean, that's a lot of lights. It's beautiful. So how early do you start usually putting it up?
After Halloween.
After Halloween? How long does it take you usually?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
I used to do like 30,000 lights years ago, but then I don't do the roof anymore. So.
So you skip the roof. Well, it looks beautiful. And question, where do you store everything? When it's
We have a
done?
barn out in McHenry.
Really?
Yeah.
And probably takes up a lot of space?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, it does a beautiful, I showed it, did a beautiful job, looks good. Do you like the Christmas lights too? Yeah, like coming over?
We just took
Yeah.
the tree down last night because he didn't want to take it down.
Oh, that's cute. Well, here, hey buddy, you've been a good boy. Want some chocolates? Yeah. I'll keep you.
Thank
Get
you.
them all? Got them, buddy? I'll get some more, don't worry. There'll be plenty. Well, we thank you for doing it.
Thank you.
Grandma's got to put him to bed.
Yeah, not too much sugar. There, Grandma. There you go. Grandkids make the world, don't they?
Oh, yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again
Thank
for
you,
doing it.
Russ.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Mayor Mayor Johnson, Mayor, when you hold it up, could you hold it up a little bit longer? Because they did get it on Channel 6. They were
Did they?
showing it, but you kind of
Too
pulled
fast?
it.
Okay.
Thanks.
So speaking of a lot of lights and a lot of work, this category is always a fun one because we never know when we're going to encounter. This is the electric company loves this house. I'm sure that they're maybe transitioning to LEDs as well. So this is Mike Koshevsky at 1234, that's an interesting address, Dover Lane.
You're by yourself, Mike? I thought someone. Camera shy? Hey, congratulations.
Thank
my
you.
friend. So, ComEd loves. How many lights do you actually have up?
At the moment, I don't actually know. I would guess somewhere in the 7,000 to 8,000.
Are they all LED now?
At this point, it's about 50-50.
How do you avoid? Biggest problem I always had was I had cords going every outlet throughout the yard and stuff. How do you have extra circuits you put in, or?
Actually, just by luck, there's a couple circuits in the house that don't have a lot on them, so those are the ones that are used. And just make the best of it. Surprising this year, a lot of them did not pop. So it was.
It was a good year.
Given the amount that was up, yeah, it was a good year. So.
We did a great job. First off, hang on.
No, we got it.
Oh, that one,
They,
yeah?
they must
Okay.
have it back there. Thank
Okay,
you.
just making sure.
Thank you.
And how about in your case too? Now you do it by yourself? You get some help, or?
A good majority is myself. I mean, probably 80%. I get the help taking it down, getting it out, and then I spend the time laying it out and putting the cords in and all the good stuff.
Takes a long time, doesn't it, to figure how you run everything and?
It comes together. It takes a little while, so I've already started thinking about next year and what I'm going to add. So, little by little, and, you just keep building upon it.
Well, again, with everybody here tonight, you make the holiday special in Elk Grove. We thank you for it. So, even for some for you, don't worry. You got some for everyone. There you go, buddy.
Thank
Mike,
you.
nice job.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Now, this one is last on purpose. This young man and I grew up together across the street in the very first section of this village. Still lives over there on Briarwood Lane. His mom still lives in the same house. But they moved in, 59? No, there's 61. So, but she still lives there in the same house, and it's a special area. So, go ahead. Why don't you?
Sure, absolutely. This one's always fun too because it's what the holidays are all about. Outstanding traditional holiday display. and what a beautiful house decorating they did. And this is to Russ, is it Gotha? Gotha. Russ Gotha at 111 Wildwood Road.
Wildwood's still in the old neighborhood. Oh, yeah. What I'm talking about, for people who don't know, that's the first section of the village was built over the area behind, used to be the IGA when we were growing up, Ben Franklin, all that, behind the bowling area over there, from Higgins to Oakton, Wildwood to Forest is the first section. So, hey guys, you still up and going? You guys want some chocolate? I don't think. Okay, so, you do all this yourself? Now, you never did it when you were a kid.
I helped my dad put up on, in the house, but never anything quite as elaborate
Yeah,
as
nothing
this.
like that, I don't think.
No, I have a wife now that is very, very pro-Christmas and loves all the decorations out in her lawn. And actually, this is the second award for this address. Her previous husband, don't know, how many years ago was that, Judy? 10? Yeah, about 10 years ago.
One also, huh? Oh my God. See, it's a lucky location. It's a lucky location. Well, it's gorgeous. So, Russ, how long do you usually take to put something like that?
It's probably over the course of about 4 days, divided up.
And
Probably.
good weather, right?
Absolutely. Especially on the roof.
Yeah, you don't want the snow and ice up there. Well, it looks great. I mean, it's the original home Syntex built, which I still say architecturally Syntex was ahead of the times, because they still look great.
Yes,
With
they
the
do.
brick and the overhang, the eaves, good job. It looks good. You like that? Yeah? Well, you want chocolate though, don't you? Yeah? Okay. How old are you, buddy? No,
How old are you?
How old are you? 4? And how old are you, sweetheart? What, you go to Rupley? Yeah? No, that's where we all went, Rupley School. Long time ago. Oh, see? Some say Rupley, I say Rupley. I'll say you're right, don't worry. Well, congratulations.
Tomato.
Yeah, congratulations. Hang on. I got some chocolates for each one of you because you've been so good tonight. So, hang on, we'll give you there's a few for you. Hang on. A few for you, buddy. You've been very good.
Don't open them till your dad says.
And hang on.
Brush your teeth after.
And a lot for you, my friend.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. God bless. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay, give him a big hand. Now, all the hard work that everyone up here did can't go unthanked.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tomorrow's fitness center goes to work now.
Okay, an extra half mile.
Beth and I are by the lift goes together a lot during the Uplift Fitness Center, so that's why I was teasing her. Hey, thank you for all the work. I know Leo's Club, you do a great job. You guys phenomenal. They help us with the tree lighting. You help at the 4th of July. You help all the time. Leo's do a great job. We thank you for the help. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thanks, Ellen. Take care. Okay. Okay, with that complete, move on to trustees report. I'm gonna go down with the guy by himself down there, trustee Feichter.
Yes,
Bless you.
wanted to speak a little bit about
Thank
trip to Bulgaria. I just returned last night from visiting our Friendship City in Bulgaria. The Friendship City is Pernik, about 30 miles away from the capital city of Sofia. They were going to have another gigantic festival this year like the one that the police chief, Walsh, and I attended last year. Unfortunately, they had and are having a severe drought there at the time. And it still goes on. Water is very hard to come by. You have to buy bottled water for drinking, for cooking. And it's a real difficult time they're having right now in Bulgaria at this particular city. And so I had the tickets. My wife and I went. We paid for it our own expense because they have a new mayor there. And I wanted to make sure that this mayor was still going to be interested in keeping our relationship with Elk Grove Village. He's a new mayor, and he's undergoing a lot of trouble right now, a big crisis with this water in town. And so we met, we spoke. He knew a lot about Elk Grove Village. He said it's a beautiful city. He wants to come here this summer and visit. He's really looking forward to it. And I said he's more than welcome, and be happy to have him come to Elk Grove Village. And it was a very friendly discussion. He speaks English, something we didn't have that with the earlier mayor, but this one speaks English a little haltingly, but he speaks English. And I also met at the same time with the deputy mayor, and the deputy mayor speaks excellent English. I mean, his ability with English language is just unbelievable, both written and verbal. And so we spoke, we talked about future plans, about them visiting. They want us to come back next year. They're going to have a 5-day Serva festival. That's what the Bulgarians call it. And it's a very, very big event where people from all kinds of countries all over Europe and actually around the world come to for this special thing. When I was there, even though the festival had been canceled, they still had a children's festival where actually must have been 200-300 children from elementary to high school dressed up in these elaborate costumes and paraded down the street. And it took 2 hours for it to go through, and so they still did have some celebration. They also had international guests there, people that still came, even though the major festival had been canceled. And they had people from Spain, Portugal, the Netherlands, 3 people from Russia, a film crew from England came, another film crew from Austin, Texas came, and we're filming a lot of what was going on in Pernik, especially the Children's Serva Festival. So there were really, it was a very nice event, a nice thing, meeting with these people. I visited a fortress, a medieval fortress that they had in the city itself, and then also went down into a coal mine. Coal mining used to be the major occupation of the people of this town. And while I was there, I stayed in the city of Sofia, the capital, so I'd have water. And so when I was there, I took a day tour, walked around the city of Sofia, and looked at a lot of the sites, and it was a very interesting thing to do because there's so much history in that city. And then while I was walking around, we came to, with this group that we were touring, we came to the Parliament building, and there was a mass protest at the Parliament building. There were all these people standing outside, yelling, hollering, ringing bells and everything, and waving flags and shouting and giving speeches. And I thought, what's this all about? And I was told it was about Pernik's water crisis. And many people are angry about it, and they want the central government to change because of this. It probably won't, but it's embarrassing for them. They're trying to build a pipeline now between Pernik and Sofia to bring water, fresh water, clean water into the people. There's, the only water they can get now is from about four hours a day, and they can't drink it. It can only be used like for flushing toilets or taking a shower. Any water that you consume must be bottled water. Or I saw people going to these religious sites, and they'd bring buckets, or not buckets, but big bottles with them, and they have water constantly flowing at these places, which they feel is very, very healthful, very good for them, and it's free, so they don't have to pay for bottled water. And so they were filling these bottles with it and taking them home so they have something. And another highlight of going there, I visited a monastery that's one of the big places to visit if you go to Bulgaria. It's up in the mountains, a place called the Rila Monastery, and it was a beautiful place, very nice day, and it's really actually used as a ski resort, that area around there, because it's so far up into the mountains. So we have a big Bulgarian community around this area, in Elk Grove and surrounding. And they have a great deal of interest in promoting things that have to do with Bulgaria. So I enjoyed the visit. I'm a little jet lagged and tired tonight, but I wanted to share that with everyone, especially with the board, because they were all favorable to me going on this trip. And that concludes my report.
And you paid your own way.
Yes, I did.
Trustee Listener.
Just one quick thing, Mr. Mayor. You mentioned the DARE graduation at Stevenson, and I just wanted to mention that out of all the DARE graduations I've gone to over the years, this is the first time all the graduates came up and shook our hands. Wasn't that nice?
Afterwards.
Yeah, very nice. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Right, I forgot, that's right, that was unique. It was very nice. Trustee Prochnow.
Thank you. I'd like to start with an early happy birthday greeting for Trustee Listener. I believe it's this Sunday? Monday. I was looking at
I
last
moved it because of the Super Bowl.
Oh, really? You do need your own day, that's for sure. And just a reminder that the Winters Farmer Market is still going on the first and third Saturdays of the month from 8 a.m. on Saturday mornings, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Christus Victor Church. They have had advertising in the Daily Herald and the Journal. If you look in there, they have farmers' bucks, market bucks, that you can use a market buck to apply toward your purchase at the farmers market. At last count, they had 18 vendors there, so there's a variety of things to look for. And I said the coupon is in the Journal and in the Daily Herald. And then I'd just like to spend a couple minutes to talk about an organization that we have within our community called WINGS. If anyone is not familiar with WINGS, the WINGS stands for Women in Need Growing Stronger. WINGS provides a pathway to independence for adults and children who are escaping from domestic violence and abuse. Our goal is to provide the tools and support necessary to ensure that survivors can escape their abusers and begin new violence-free lives. We oversee safe homes, shared homes, and transitional housing in and around the Chicagoland area to help end the cycle of violence. WINGS breaks the cycle of domestic violence and has been the leading advocate in the Chicago area for 35 years. WINGS is also the largest provider of domestic violence services in Illinois, with housing, counseling, emotional, and career services. WINGS is a rescuer. We provide a safe place for individuals and families in distress while restoring happiness and dignity. All the profits collected from their 3 resale shops go to support the programs. In particular, they have 2 emergency domestic violence shelters. Each shelter can take care of 45 people. So this is a very large organization within the northwest suburbs that has 3 resale shops. But what we have in Elk Grove is called the Logistics Center. And this warehouse in the Logistics Center is where everybody comes to bring their donations, and they sort through and decide what's going to go to each resale shop. They are desperately in need of some volunteer services. If anybody is interested in helping them out, the address is 1265 Oakton Street. That's on Oakton and 1 block east of Lively. It's a very large warehouse, as I say. They are looking to have volunteers work 2-hour time slots, and they also accept all the donations there for the 3 resale shops. Anyone that is interested in helping them out, either at the resale shops or at the Logistics Center, can talk to Bruna Serb, SRB, at 847-519-7820, or just stop by the Oakton location and tell them you're interested in volunteering. This is a really wonderful organization, and it's sad to know that there's such a need for it within our community, but there is, and if you have some time and you'd like to donate your time, this is the place to do it. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Prochnow. Trustee Schmidt.
I have no report tonight.
Thank you. Move on now to the accounts payable warrant for January 28th, 2020.
I move approval of the accounts payable warrant for January 28th in the amount of $1,016,347.60.
We have a motion by Trustee Lister. Do we have a second? No, George, you don't get paid.
I got a second.
Oh, you're lucky. Second by Trustee Feichter. Lori, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Feichter?
Yes.
Trustee Listener?
Aye.
Trustee Prochnow?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Aye.
We saw a grown man cry if he wouldn't.
Well, it would have happened.
Okay, it passes 4-0. Tonight we have consent agenda items, A as in apple through M as in Mongolia. I need a motion.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Come on, Chris. Do I have a second for the consent agenda? Poor
I'll
Sam's
second.
got to leave in a few minutes.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have motion by trustee Lister, a second by trustee Schmidt. Without objection, record the votes. Please demonstrate 4-0. So you're good, Mr. Trustee Lister.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Move on now to other reports. No items on the regular agenda. Anything under the Plan Commission Zoning Board, Mr. Romo?
Nothing under either.
Okay, move on now to Youth Committee. Trustee Frankie's not here. Any report for him?
I do have a report for him. Trustee Frankie asked me to remind everybody that the Youth Committee scholarships are available now. The applications are available. We are giving away quite a few, I believe it's 5 this year, $1,000 scholarships to seniors in high school that are graduating and pursuing additional education. The applications are available at Elk Grove High School, St. Viator High School, and Conant High School, or you can go to our village website, elkgrove.org, and pick up an application online. They will be due, I believe, the first week in May, and the scholarship winners will be notified and receive them in June. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Move on now to Business Leaders Forums. Trustee Listener.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to mention, we did have a visit today to Pacific Granite. In fact, the start of the meeting or visit was at noon, so I was expecting lunch, but there was no lunch. But anyway, we expect to have a lot more visits coming up because Nick Radcliffe and Josh Grosdon have come up with a new program where the businesses can actually pick the day they want and the time, and it automatically goes into Nick's calendar, and then he schedules it if there's no conflict. So he has to keep his calendar up to date, but it really sounds interesting. So I'm not going to go into it. We have like 6 or 7 already scheduled for the upcoming weeks. So let me end it there, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Move on now to Cable Television Committee. Trustee Listener.
Just one quick thing, Mr. Mayor. My latest package with Comcast, I had to give up the Turner Broadcast Movie Classics, which was one of my favorite channels. Well, I could pick it up for extra fees. But I did find another one out there that has old movies. It's let's see, where is it?
Not Ross's Channel 6 over Christmas.
No. This is actually a WFLD movies. It's on, well, it might be the same on yours. It's on either 363 channel or 1181. But this has really old movies.
Mm-hmm.
Today it had, today it had Amy Oakley with Barbara Stanwyck.
Really?
Yeah, it was really. So you may wanna look it up.
WFLD, that's the old station when we were, right?
Yeah,
Remember that?
Yeah.
Gosh.
So anyway, there is hope out there, and that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. I'll move on now. Health and Community Services. Anybody for trustees, Arnett? No. Nope.
No report.
Move on now to Information Committee. Trustee Listener.
Thank you again, Mr. Mayor. I would talk about the census, but that was covered at the committee of the whole tonight, and we have further updates on that. I just want to remind people that they should have received their welcome letter for the new water meters, and I guess that'll be followed up with postcards or
Postcard.
Yeah, postcards. So hopefully, with the nice winter we've been having so far, they can get this going. And so anyway, that concludes my report. I am going to be ducking out now, so have a good evening.
Okay, thank you. Recycling and Waste Committee. Trustee Feichter.
No report.
Parade Committee. Trustee Zarnik's not here, but it'll be coming up in September with the new September Fest days. Personnel Committee. Trustee Frankie's not here. Anybody have a report for him?
No report.
JPZ Committee. Trustee Prochnow.
No report.
Capital Improvements Committee. Anything for Trustee Zarnik?
No report.
Okay, airport update. We had the meeting I talked about earlier today, ONCC, working together on that. Midsummer Concert Classic Series. Mr. Knickerbocker, quickly so we can get done before Mr. Lister's got to leave. First one.
Daughtry.
Second.
Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Third.
Brett Michaels.
Fourth.
Beach Boys.
Very good. Winner. Okay, special events. Our next one is
Memorial Day.
Yep, it's, inside. No items on the Liquor Commission. Report from Village Manager.
No report this evening?
Report from Village Clerk.
I just want to mention the mail-in ballot applications are available on the Cook County Clerk's website for anybody who is interested in voting for a mail-in ballot.
Can the snowbirds, will they mail it down to their snowbird address?
They will,
They
yes.
will, okay. So they go on, what do they go on?
They can go either on the elkgrove.org website, on the clerk's page, and there's a link that will redirect you to the Cook County Clerk's page.
Okay.
And it's all processed through Cook County. I don't do anything with the ballot itself, but the applications will be, you fill out the application and submit it to Cook County, and they will mail out the ballot to whatever address you're at that time. The ballots will start being mailed out after February 6th, I'm told. So,
Okay.
anybody who's interested.
That it?
That's it.
Thank you. Unfinished business, Mr. Dunker, everything taken care of?
Looks like it.
Nothing underneath you? Any new business items from board members? Okay, public comment. Any people want to address the board tonight? Can you please state your name and address for the record, ma'am?
I will. Kitty Weiner, 1064 Cheltenham. Certainly no stranger to everybody on the dais, but for the benefit of the community, Mary, you touched on a lot of points that I was going to say, but there's a few additional things I would like to add. Entertainment Management Group has had the great honor and privilege of providing the entertainment for the Midsummer Classics for 12 years, and subsequently, when you decided to change things with the tree lighting ceremony, we moved over to that as well, and for Oktoberfest. In that trust, you pay us with taxpayer monies, and that is exactly why I am here tonight. It has been alluded to, as you mentioned in your report. You and I keep fighting back and forth on mailers and robocalls. I'm one up on you. I got a whole website devoted just to me. So we'll have to see if you can do something to beat that. But in that website, they mention a couple things about Entertainment Management Group. And that's where I want to make some clarifications, and I think it's very important for your community and your constituency to know. Entertainment Management Group is a sole proprietorship that is owned by Murray Weiner. I have absolutely no stake in this at all. I am not an employee. I am basically nothing other than if I bring in business to Murray outside of Elk Grove, and I'll get to that, I might get a commission, might. With that said, 98% of the business that we do is municipal work or nonprofit. The budget we get is that's it. There's no coming back to anybody and asking for more money. And that makes us a little bit of a niche market in our world. And everything that we do is by professional services contract or professional services agreement and not contract. It's a big, big differentiation here. Professional services contracts are usually a niche market, it's very specialized, and it is limited time, limited scope. That is exactly what we provide to Elk Grove Village. It's exactly what we provide to every other community we do, as well as to every nonprofit that we work with. And that's what makes us unique. There is nobody in this business that can say 95 to 98% of their clientele is municipal and nonprofit work. And that's what we do. And that's why we do professional services agreements. We do not have contracts. And it's a very specific reason that we choose to do that. Anything outside of that is chambers of commerce. It's somebody that's getting married that needs a wedding band, a 60th wedding anniversary, something of that nature where maybe an invoice can work. When you touched on earlier today the amount of money that we've gotten, that website was probably right. We've gotten millions of dollars probably over the 12 plus years in every contract that we've done with this village. But quite honestly, if Murray was keeping that millions of dollars, Chief Walsh should be arresting him for embezzlement. And I find that to be an unbelievable insult, that they would think that this board would allow something like that to happen, and this community might buy into something as stupid as what they've written. And I said stupid with a purpose, because it is stupid. As you pointed out, everything that we get, probably 90 some odd percent, I'll tell you, on balance, if we make $5,000 a show, that's a lot of money. And we've had times where acts, we've booked them into a hotel for 2 nights, and they say, oh, we're going to go downtown tonight. Guess who's putting the bill for that? Murray is. And it's coming out of his commissions. Because there's no coming back to this board, there's no coming back to a Rotary Club or anybody else that we work with. And that's fine, because this is the community I was raised in. This is the community that my mother spent 50 years of her life helping to build and volunteered her time in as I did. And that's fine, because that's what we do, it's what we believe in. The problem I have is when they put something up like that and they try and twist the facts to make it look like people in your community, not just me, but the DeFrenzas, your brother-in-law, your business, and some Mr. Gallagher that probably didn't even know Elk Grove was on the map until he found out his name was on a mail piece. To try and twist those facts in our community is beyond reprehensible. I have no problem taking it. I am probably one of your most outspoken supporters. Everybody knows that. There isn't anybody in this town that hasn't seen my phone number on a mail piece or all over Facebook. I don't mind doing that. And I'll take it because I believe in you and I believe in this community and everything that it stands for and everything that my mother with some of your former classmates did for this community. I have no problem with that at all. And I know you've got no problem taking it. It bothers me that some of my fellow Rotarians are taking some of this crap. Excuse me, no kids. It bothers me that they got brought into this because they don't deserve that by any stretch. But these people, point of personal privilege, if I may, Mayor, these people, these 4 individuals that you named, and I wholeheartedly believe that they're behind this, and we've got enough to show that they probably are. These people are mean-spirited. They are vindictive. They are doing this for their own personal gain. As far as I am concerned, this is my personal opinion, not the committee's, nothing, not my family, nothing. And they have malice in their hearts. And for whatever the reason is that they choose that they want to hurt this community, it's not going to happen on my watch. And I have a lot of faith in this community that they're going to start seeing through a lot of this. And maybe, okay, although I agree with you, I think the worst is yet to come. Okay, these people are cowards. If I can put my faint name and my phone number and my email address out there and you can do the same with you, and your family's got to take it, and my family's got to take it, and Rotarians have to take it, and an innocent man has to take it, then by God, they should put their name and face to it also. They want to get into this sandbox and play the right way. I believe in the process. I don't always like it, but I believe in it. And if you want to hurt this community, then have the courage and the faith of your convictions to tell me who you are. But until you can do that, okay, I'm not going to tolerate the lies against my family and against a business. And I'm certainly not going to tolerate it against Rocco Vinos, okay, because Rosanna, like me, has no part in Rocco Vinos. She is not an owner. She has nothing to do with Rocco Vinos other than she goes out and markets the same way I do. And she works with them the same way I do. And her family works with them, and her kids do the same way mine do. But that's what you do when you have a family business. Everybody in the pool. It doesn't matter. You bring in Lee Furstein. For what? You bring in Billy Beaupre. For what? They're cowards. And we're going to keep fighting them. And if they want to keep playing this game with my family, then you're going to keep seeing me at these board meetings. And the other thing I want to touch upon, because I think it's important, as part of that website, they decided they wanted to put up a document that I ask our village attorney every year that limits liability. And it lists all the different people, and it changes every week based on whoever the Midsummer Classics concert is. We do that very specifically. This is a unique venue that we have. We have a water area in the back. If somebody falls back there, I don't think any one of the bands or their roadies or myself or my sound or my lighting or any of those people want to be held responsible. That's what it's about. It's no different than asking for liability insurance when somebody is doing something or a certificate of something or asking to be placed on a binder. but they want to make it sound like there's something going on. There wasn't anything, as you pointed out, on that website that can't be answered honestly. And I have told this community, and I will continue to tell this community, you want to know something about me? You want to know something about my personal business, because it's been listed in there. And if you want to know something about EMG, all you have to do is hit me up on Facebook. You can come to my house. You can call me. You can email me. You can text me. You can do whatever you need to. I will not hide from these people. I will not hide. Thank you.
You know, people ask all the time, no, because we have family, we have kids, all that. They ask how you put up with it. You know how we get through this? And it's ironic timing. If everybody remembered about a month ago, during the holiday season, what's the most popular Christmas movie ever made? It's a Wonderful Life. It's almost one of the most my favorite movie of all time. And I think back to that movie, and I think back about George Bailey. Remember George Bailey growing up?
Oh, sure.
What did he want to not do? He didn't want to go in his dad's business. Remember, he wanted to go study all over the world, travel and all that, but he went into his dad's business. As I grew up as a kid, I never wanted to be in the insurance business. Never. Didn't want to do it. I was a teacher for a while. Anything to do it. I go in my dad's business. And remember in It's Wonderful Life, he had Mr. Potter. Remember Mr. Potter?
No, mean guy.
Yeah, he's the old mean guy trying to take over the town, do all that stuff. And I think, okay, George Bailey gets his dad business, want to do that. I didn't want my dad to end up doing that. George Bailey and Mr. Potter. I guess I got Mr. Gullo. And he wants to take over the village and do all that mean stuff. But remember what happened in It's Wonderful Life? Clarence came down, and the town rallied around him, and he was successful. It didn't become Pottersville, it stayed Bedford Falls. So I have faith the town's going to rally around us. I'm waiting for Clarence to come down and not become Gulloville. It's going to stay Elk Grove Village. So keep the faith, Kitty. Tell your family to keep the faith. As I tell Uncle Billy, I got an Uncle Billy. As I tell Uncle Billy to keep the faith. And we'll let Roccovinos keep the faith. And more importantly, Elk Grove Village keep the faith. Keep the faith. We can get through this. So with that, anybody else wish to address the board tonight? Yes, sir. Did you like It's a Wonderful Life too?
Yes.
Good, thank you.
My name is George Kubala. I'm the licensee of the McDonald's on Higgins Road.
Oh, Higgins and Oakton?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I would humbly request that we could be annexed.
Thank you. I think we've been.
We're working on that. We're working on one of your representatives. I will, I'll check to see the status for sure.
We'd like to have you in Elk Grove. We want to have you in Elk Grove. Thank you.
We were working with McDonald's corporate, I think, and that's maybe why there's a.
The owners of the property,
Oh.
not just the licensee.
No, I understand that, and we had to, by law, work with the corporate people and their attorneys, and so we will pursue that.
Would there be any sort of time frame for this completion?
We'll get you in as fast as we can if you want to.
We
If
can-
corporate gives us approval.
Yeah, and they're not adverse to it, and it's just a matter of signing an application requesting annexation, and the village can act on that.
And we'll work in some ways to make it beneficial for you.
And we're working with one of your. We think you're contiguous. Jiffy Lube is also by you as well, right?
Yeah, Jiffy Lube. It's right next door to you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good.
We'll get it done. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, anybody else tonight? Mr. Pezzo, how's the night going?
Excellent mayor's report tonight.
Thank you.
Wow.
I appreciate it. That means a lot to me. I'm serious, Paul. Thank you. It means a lot. And thank you. I got your card, your response. Thank you. Okay, anything else? Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, you couldn't say it any better than what you did.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Alan, everything good at the seniors? I think you got a surprise. You got good luck to you with your guest in February. Okay, if there's nothing else, I need a motion to adjourn. We only got 3 people.
I'm not breaking 21 years.
Make the motion to adjourn.
You have a second? We can stay all night. stay all night. Which says I have to vote because only 4, I make the second. So, Lori, call the roll.
Trustee Prochnow?
Aye.
Trustee Schmidt?
Aye.
Trustee Feichter?
Yes.
You need a 4th vote.
Mayor Johnson?
No, I'm not, no. I have to admit, in all my years, I've never seen just 4 members sitting up here, ever. So it's a first. So with that said, folks, seriously, keep the faith. Meeting adjourned.